History was made in this very arena 2 years ago. Quadrant went on to be the best placing European team of all time. Today, two former teammates sit across from one another. SLG and Lqgend know each other inside and out. This series is going to be an absolute banger.
Yeah, a lot of history, and of course it was Optic Gaming who fell to that European side, but now they have a European of their own just to make sure that they can combat any European luck that might be on this main stage. But I think there is more to that with this story, right? You've got an Optic Gaming, a team who want to prove a point, to prove why they are the best team in the world, why they have built this team. But then on the other side, you've got arguably the strongest European roster we've seen in a couple of years, purely based off their domination in the region. But can they fill that gap that was left by Lqgend those years ago when he joined SSG, and then of course now Optic Gaming?
It's the green wall up against the European heavyweights, and there is the series layout. CTF Fortress, Slayer Origin, King of the Hill Livefire, Oddball Streets, and then Slayer Recharge if required. Dan, tell me something that people need to know.
I think Optic Gaming have looked a little bit shaky on CTF Fortress from what we've seen in their last few games on it, and especially in CTF in general. They have struggled, especially the Invitational. They've lost 2 of their last 3, so maybe that is the perfect opening for this Nemesis roster. If you want to take down Optic Gaming, you feel it has to start here. Get out early, show some domination, and get game 1 under your belt.
Both these teams currently sitting at 1-0 in the pool. This one is to top it for the night and remain unbeaten on Friday. We have had huge games all day long, and we're ending with a banger here. Optic Gaming up against Nemesis, Europe's heavyweights, and up against the green wall. It's shields up, it's weapons hot, and we're underway with Renegade.
And of course, a lot of responsibility comes down to the sniper rifles once again, and there is plenty of players on this stage that can use those snipers to full advantage and to put themselves on a pedestal, but the opening comes from Snipedrone onto former teammate.
Lqgend knows every single one of these players. He's played with them, he's played against them for many, many years. Snipedrone and Glory have got a couple of kills. Optic Gaming have got to mind their P's and Q's here, because if they leave too much on the board, Nemesis will snatch it. Early pressure coming from the side of Nemesis here. Formal tries to just overextend here. He managed to get away with his life, but Lqgend and Renegade are in the respawn screen. Both sniper rifles in the hands of Nemesis. This is a great start if they can get a flag moving.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of control now, but it's just about finding those heads, or at least the bodies. SLG should be able to pick up the pieces and will do so, but now it's about surviving. You don't want to give these snipers away, but as he goes for the flag, he will do exactly that.
Snipedrone, the wine cellar, he's been cleared out. It's 2 dead on the side of Optic, 3 for Nemesis. Glory last man alive for his team. Up the spiral staircase, he tiptoes. Just trying to delay the inevitable here, it would seem. A lot of pressure coming his way. He's finally cleared out. The flag was pulled on the other side, but has it made any inroads? The answer is yes, as Lqgend has already got the flag well and truly on its way. Snipedrone is in hot pursuit, but unfortunately for him, Bound's already providing the cover fire. Lqgend heads up the L stairs. Is there anybody on hand to make the stop, to put the damage in? The answer's no. 1-0 to the green wall.
Starting off quite similar to what we saw in scrims between these two, but that was about 2 weeks ago. I think it was online scrims, so you've always got to take that with a pinch of salt. But it was 13-2 in favor of Optic Gaming for those scrims. And Nemesis just weren't really able to find the games. They lost 3-1 in this particular map and mode when they went up against each other. But Nemesis have been out here. They have been boot camping, had some successful results against the likes of FaZe, for example. And maybe they can still come back into this one. It's annoying for them to go behind, but I think they would have learned that perhaps they had to do a little bit more with those sniper rifles.
WuTum then. Seems we're on a medieval map. He's picked up the overshield. He's pushing forward. Perhaps we should be calling it chainmail at this point. Formal in the basement. Takes down a lot of that shield, a lot of that good work that they've made, a lot of that progress now. Stopped at the halfway point, and just like that, Bound with a back whack. Renegade as well. 3 go down for Nemesis very, very quickly. And all of a sudden, Optic can push forward.
Pushing forward, it's 4 dead. Now Optic Gaming should easily be able to find these spawners and start to trap them, punish them a little bit, and get this second flag on the go. But notice how they weren't desperately going for that flagpool as well. They recognized they didn't have enough time to go for flagpool. They had to start looking for slays. But now off the back of it, Nemesis are actually doing very well to get a flag of their own.
Down gets 1. There's some pings coming from Renegade. WuTum will finally take him down though. 2 down on the side of the green wall. Formal's got sniper rifle. He's the last man standing for his team. He's got to start finding some faces. Gotta start ripping some skulls. Formal's popping off here. And you can see he's put the fear of God in Nemesis.
Oh, well, that jump may have just done enough to allow that flag to go through. It was literally putting your body on the line for your teammates as Nemesis tied up 1-1. Try as he might did Formal, but you can't take down the whole team sometimes. And sadly for Optic Gaming, they have to watch their lead slip away. But that does show Nemesis have what it takes to put flags in here. Very important for them to learn that.
Formal still holding top middle. Takes down the Irishman in Glory. Takes down SLG as well. Formal finding faces left, right, and center. WuTum could be the latest victim. He dips away for the moment. Sniper rifle now out of ammunition, so no jeopardy if he is to drop it. He will finally get cut down.
That's the kind of form you want to see Formal being in as well if you are an Optic Gaming fan, but has not allowed them to push any further. Instead, now WuTum has the overshield and will be moving this flag. And of course, the only mouse and keyboard player in this lobby can whip around and face anyone that's shooting him. And actually, a couple have gone down on Optic Gaming. This could be a second cap.
WuTum slides in, finds his base, finds home. 2-1 now the score, and 1 away from a game 1 victory. Nemesis putting Optic to the sword right now.
And even though Formal's been hitting some shots with that sniper rifle, it's just been what's happening around him. Optic haven't had the same amount of control as they did right in those early minutes. Nemesis have really been able to pressure them on certain areas and take that tower control off of them as well. And WuTum's just trying to do that right now, trying to get a little bit of information for the rest of the teams. Oh, does spot Bound, but Bound is so good at hitting those shots long distance.
Bound making himself a very difficult kill and had some help from a friend to keep him alive. Now Optic now turn their attentions to offense as they push forward. Formal seems to know exactly where Glory is positioned, but as he walked up the steps, Glory dropped down and an easy kill for him. Renegade top middle, he's forced to drop down as well. This is good defense from Nemesis so far.
You don't want to get lured into the trap of having to defend for another 6 minutes, though. I think if the opportunity does present itself, you can start to get aggressive. Like now, for example, 3 are dead. Take it. Take Optic when they're struggling a little bit and try and finish this game off. Glory is going to take the fight and will win the fight as well. Love to see that if you're a fan of Ireland in particular.
Big Ireland fan. Big fan of Bound as well. To be fair, he just picked up a double kill. WuTum will fall. 4 dead now on the side of Nemesis. All that good work comes undone. Bound can send the flag back home. The map will split for a moment. Formal's picked up a double kill onto Glory and SLG. He will eventually fall. Overshield's been scooped up, and this is an opportunity now for Optic to tie up the game.
Snipes did come up as well. Snipedrone grabbed the sniper rifle for Nemesis. I didn't see who got it for Optic Gaming just yet. But if Snipedrone's been able to get away, he could certainly help defend this because they're very much on the back foot. Oh, Nemesis. They are trying to hide around every nook and cranny that's available so that they can avoid the sightlines of Optic Gaming, force them to push in, and then just attack and surprise them out of nowhere.
Renegade is setting up home base here, behind enemy lines. He's entrenched. They've got to get him out of here, do Nemesis. He's causing all kinds of trouble here. Snipedrone down to no shields. Renegade tried to apply the finish touches to get that kill. SLG's down there too, and here comes Renegade. The Frenchman just about does enough, but 3 dead for Nemesis. SLG was the last man standing. But fortunately for Nemesis, nobody in position to really push a flag forward.
Yeah, there was a headshot that happened off screen. It could have been a no-scope from Snipedrone, I'm just guessing. But that was really the difference maker in that push, and it was Snipedrone with the sniper rifle, as we know he can do. He is just so trusted with that weapon. I mean, he's got it in his name for a reason. But now he's going to get aggressive here, and he's going to be actually in a position to pull this flag, and if he wants to, which he decides not to, maybe because he got a bit of a communication there that they were under some pressure.
Down here in his footsteps.
Big fight.
He's clumping and clumping around the place. He has fallen. Snipedrone would like to have that play back. Unfortunately, that's just not how this game works. Bound in the courtyard. Sniper rifles ringing out. It's popping off. His body shots being connected with Lqgend and Renegade. Clear 2 members of Nemesis now. The Frenchman can pull the flag and get it driven forward.
Snipedrone's again in the same position though. Lost his initial 1v1, which has put them in this spot. He has to make up for it here. He's going to be the first one to come, and he does arrive with a grenade, and now has the chance to maybe get a return here. How quick are Optic Gaming? 3 are dead, so this should be a return. That is a good play from Snipedrone. A very risky one, but it has worked out for them.
Redemption for the last life for Snipedrone. Would like to kill the Bound. Fortunately for him, unable to do so. Flag's been pulled though. for Optic Gaming. 2 dead, Lqgend and Renegade. As Formal and Bound are forced to overextend with so much pressure being put down. 4 dead for the green wall, and Nemesis take the game 3-1. Put themselves 1-0 up in the series.
Will history repeat itself? Is there just something special about this main stage and European rosters? Well, that's certainly the way you'd want it to start if you are a fan of European Halo, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of European fans watching at home, staying up late to support the best team at the moment in the region. And what a way to start. I mean, looked a little bit dicey with that opening flag cap going in favor of Optic, but it was the response, and actually it was the sniper rifle control that did come through. Not just from Snipedrone, but I saw Glory as well picking up some big kills when they needed it. Just when Optic were able to get 2 or 3 down, suddenly that headshot comes through and it just stuns any push that Optic were going to try and make on that flag. But Nemesis were ruthless. When they had that a chance to be aggressive, they ran that flag so quickly, but then they also were fighting alongside the flag. It was excellent.
It's just crazy how much of a difference hitting that one headshot can make in just relieving pressure on your team. When you're 2 dead, you have the sniper rifle. If you can find that face, it just puts a stop to any aggression that Optic Gaming were trying to put together. And I think you said it right. Glory was hitting the shots. You've seen the stat line, he's 19 kills for the game. But something that they've done extremely well, Nemesis, was send an overextender, and Optic just didn't deal with it.
Yeah, I think Snipedrone took that risk initially, right? And we saw how it can go wrong for your team. He went behind, he didn't pull the flag, he got in a fight, he lost the fight, and then they were down. But then because of his delayed spawn, he was able to avoid those sightlines off spawn and do the same thing again. And he was rewarded with it on the second time. It's not an easy way to play Halo. It reminds me of actually the Halo 3 style, right? That you're going to have someone who is capable to flank around and be confident to take those fights. You can punish your team if it goes wrong, but Snipedrone is probably the one player who you will say, all right, Mike, we'll allow you to do it. You're very good at 1v1s, and it did pay off for them in the end. So Nemesis take a 3-1 lead and will take the first map. So Slayer Origin is where we head for map number 2. Very excited for this one. It is one of the only Slayers that is practiced in scrims at the moment because it is the newest Slayer edition, of course. So both these teams have played against each other. It went in favor of Optic Gaming. They won it 50-38 in scrims, but again, I'll caveat that with it was online.
How much work have Nemesis been able to do? Of course, they were boot camping here for over a week, so a lot of hard yards were put in, a lot of grinding was done, and you can see it's paid dividends for them here.
Oh, I mean, it's without a shadow of a doubt to go 1-0 up against Optic, especially if you look back at the scrim results as well. It shows that they've been having those improvements, and they didn't look like they were struggling at any point. Didn't look nervous. They didn't look like the moment was getting to them or anything like that. So I think that this Nemesis roster, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about them and their chances of breaking into the top 4, doing similar things to what Quadrant were able to do on this turf as well. And there's always going to be those doubters that are like, you know, it was just a one-time thing, you don't have Lqgend anymore, yada, yada, yada. But you have to look at this team and what they have built and the style of play that this team likes to go for as well. They have all the right pieces, and when they do connect, they're a very terrifying force. And I think SLG, one of the key reasons, but also you have to look at WuTum. I mean, mouse and keyboard players rise up. I know we don't have many of them in the HCS, but those ones that do feature, they're either winning open bracket and get qualifying into pool, or they are right here on your main stage.
I think you make a great point as well. You speak about Lqgend and maybe the hole that was left in Europe, the firepower that left them. And then you see Europe was trying to recover, trying to figure out a team that could then pose a threat to North America. And you see almost the same situation with TSM. They lost last shot, they lost that presence on the map, that damage, and it can be very difficult just to find an answer.
And I do think that, you know, they went through a phase where they didn't have much competition in the European scene until we finally saw the roster actually get built on Z10. They now are a team that can actually go toe-to-toe with them, and I think Europe needs 2 teams to be battling out against each other to actually succeed. Otherwise, you're scrimming teams and it's just easy, 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 and then you get to North America and you get trounced, and that's why it was so important they had the boot camp. Now, for Optic Gaming, you're 1-0 down, you're on the main stage, and you're against a European side. You have to win this Slayer. If you go 2-0 down, that's when the nerves start to kick in. That's when those demons in the back of your head start to crop up yet again. And by the way, I bloody love that shot of seeing the Passion Pit and the main stage all in one. Excellent job, just want to say.
You talk about pressure. For Optic Gaming, it was a season of second places. They're tired of hearing the same old story. But they're here now to prove that pressure is just for tires, because if they lose the Nemesis here, all of a sudden question marks are made, doubts are raised. But can they bounce back into Slayer now? Because if they find themselves down by 2, your confidence takes a hit. You stop making those plays that were coming a lot more instinctually. And you're on life support. It's time to rock and roll now in game 2 on board with Snipedrone.
I could very easily see this being a spectacular in favor of Optic Gaming, by the way. That's the kind of roster that they are. So don't doubt this Optic Gaming team is not up for this one because they are capable of it. However, it is a big start from Nemesis, a 3-1 lead. Make it a 4-1 lead. It's all 4 dead for Optic Gaming. Rockets in the hand of Nemesis, Sniper in the hand of Nemesis, map control in favor of Nemesis.
WuTum's got 1 rocket left to play with. He's a long way away from the fight though, it must be said.
Ooh.
As a result, 2 of his teammates have fallen elsewhere. He has managed to get Renegade, so it's a 2-for-1 trade for the moment. Down to no shields, over towards the sneaky. And something that Frosty was talking about with Bravo in the back was how they'd like to play the silvers. And if you can play the silvers well and effective, then you can see some success. And maybe some teams can learn from that.
I think everyone knows how to play this map. It's just a matter of, are you allowing the other team to do it that little bit better? And also, who has that star power? Who can hit those shots? Because there is, of course, the sniper rifle. No one's really been able to get going with it just yet, but maybe Renegade could do so. Thought I was setting up for a headshot there. Let me down.
You did all you could do. It was on him to hit the shot.
Still has the sniper, though. Ooh. I tried it again.
You tried it again.
Tried it again.
Let's stop.
I'll stop trying.
Let's see if it comes naturally. Down falls, though, as does Renegade. It's a 1-kill game in favor of Nemesis off that opening break where they got 4 kills without reply. But since then, Optic have just clawed their way back into this. Map control has shifted it just a touch. Renegade's going to follow towards the elbow. Glory desperately tries to escape the crosshair of Formal. WuTum gets 1 before getting traded out by Lqgend, and just like that, the trades favor Nemesis. They've now got a 3-kill advantage.
It's a bit messy over here towards elbows at the moment. A chance to slow down though as SLG recovers the sniper rifle, and it's going to be Nemesis' chance now to start hitting some shots. I mean, if Nemesis can hit some headshots here, a body should do. You can turn this into a 10-kill lead. You put yourself in such a good spot. But again, it still wouldn't be enough against a team like Optic Gaming, and that's the thing. You have to stay with your head on a swivel here. You can't allow Optic Gaming to get back into this one.
Gotta continue to mind your P's and Q's. Don't get too adventurous. At the same time, don't freeze in the moment, because you've got them right where you need them as for now. As they head up towards grass, they're gonna trade that one out once more. SLG in a 1v1, grenades will explode, but not doing the damage required to get the kill, and rockets are gonna pop up, and that's at a terrible time for Nemesis because they had a couple of players on respawn. Glory will jiggle peek and try and make this one a difficult grab. Unfortunately, Renegade's got the boom box and he's heading towards Snipe.
What kind of tunes will he be playing though, as a 2-kill lead could very quickly be turned around in favor of Optic just with these rockets. There's the first. Desperately searching for the second. And Optic are keeping this one close. Sniper rifle's now about to come up as well, so we need a little bit of control over here, but WuTum's got hold of it. Can't finish just about. Renegade almost embarrassed him.
WuTum's bushes are spared. He's starting to piece together a couple of more kills to boot.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Renegade's in basement.
Oh!
Not anymore, he's not. Through the eye of a needle, WuTum hits the shot. More of that, please. Add that to your basket. That's what Europe's going to need. Bound and Lqgend. We're in the respawn screen for a moment. Optic remains staggered here, and that's exactly what Nemesis want.
Mouse and keyboard plus sniper rifle often is a recipe for success. 8-kill lead now for Nemesis. They just need to support WuTum here. These last few bullets allow him to get into a position where he can actually put some shots and get some damage in. He's actually being pretty aggressive, and Snipedrone unable to clean up. Great bait and switch from Formal and Lqgend.
4-kill game.
Oh,
they haven't spotted out Glory. He's all the way back at the map. Legend's going to be very surprised at getting shot there. Information will be passed over. SLG, though, will get a kill onto Bound. Renegade still has that sniper rifle.
Such a big play, though, from Glory, because just firing those shots into Lqgend, he would have been called out. It forced then Bound to turn around, and then SLG is able to surprise him. Sometimes lurking and not firing can be big, and he's rewarded in the end. Double kill. A 6-kill lead here for Nemesis.
3 down. Formal last man standing. Over towards Blue Elbow. He's being pressurized. He's been taken care of as well. Nemesis continue to roll forward. Maybe now, as they head towards that 40-kill mark, they can start to believe. But We've seen Slayers in the past, Dan. We've seen leads just like this, and they can be eaten away at very, very quickly.
Yeah, there's one way to start. 3 down. Take a little bit of map control here. The next set of rockets are going to be important. But if you're Nemesis, can you maybe speed this one up? Can you get there before the rockets even spawn? But Renegade is pushed in, and now the pinch does come through, but what a hold that is from Glory. Snipedrone will fall, though.
Those rockets are up. Formal's over on that side, as is Bound. So it favors an Optic grab for now. Glory's over towards the elbow. Bound's down bottom. Lights. Bound gets taken down. It appeared as though he just ran out of bullets and his magazine was starting to reload. But Glory tiptoes over towards top rockets now. That's going to be a rocket grab for Nemesis, sparing a miracle play from somebody. Glory fires one. Doesn't find a home. Has got one more for redemption, though. As he clambers over towards top snipe. Renegade's in cave. Does he see him? Does he know he's there? Does he have the info? He's suspicious of something. He smells some danger. Couple of shots into Formal shields. Backs away. SLG is there. 2 kills required for Nemesis to go 2 to the good.
But it doesn't matter if you hit the rockets, miss the rockets. You just got to keep the rockets away from Optic Gaming. 2 more kills now for Nemesis, and they will have a 2-0 lead against Optic Gaming.
1 required then. Legend over towards cave. Down to no shields. The collapse comes through. And Nemesis, 2 games up over Optic Gaming.
Well. You have to ask just what is going through the minds of the Optic Gaming players as well, and most specifically, Lqgend. This is going to be the toughest for that young man on the stage, to be 2-0 down against former teammates, especially when you are on this powerhouse of a roster and in Optic's home turf. But still 3 to go, and still a reverse sweep could definitely be possible by this Optic team. But at the moment, it feels like this is just WuTum's world and we're just living in it. That boy just went off in that game. 17 kills. Mouse and keyboard players rise up, as I mentioned earlier, but everyone played their part, whether it was baiting, whether it was lurking, whether it was just making sure you take those power weapons away from Optic Gaming. Assess the strengths. What are Optic good at? Controlling power weapons at times, playing fast, getting in your face. Well, how about if you slow things down, if you hide away from them, if you catch them from behind? Nemesis are doing everything right at the moment.
It's very interesting as well, because you look at the way Optic played previously with the previous roster. They were very much that team who would slow things down. They would wait for you to make mistakes. They would capitalize on that. And all of a sudden they're seeing it being done to them. Formal's been seeing his own playbook being used against them.
Well, how many times did you see Optic players stuck at elbow and suddenly they were being pinched by 2 players, one flying either from bottom middle or from rockets, and the other one coming from a base? Nemesis just seemed to have it on lock, that they were able to expose one player from Optic and then just bully him, and then have the player advantage to take a 4v3 fight elsewhere on the map. An excellent game from Nemesis. I mean, seeing Origin added into the pool is always going to be an exciting one for any fans of Halo 5 or any players who played a lot of Halo 5, and of course we are seeing a lot of them on our screens right now. But for Nemesis, this is a huge moment to be 2-0 up against Optic Gaming, and with the chance to lead the pool going into Saturday, and of course, bearing any changes that happen from the open bracket team, the opportunity to take away essentially 2nd seed in this tournament. That changes your bracket completely. Now bear in mind, if Nemesis were to lose this against Optic Gaming and they were to go into the bracket as expected with their current seed, they would probably play a team like maybe FaZe or Shopify Rebellion a little bit later. They will instead be playing, you know, like a TSM, for example, a Complexity, maybe a Cloud9 in some of those earlier games, and that will do wonders for their chances of progressing to that top 4, which some people think they might be able to achieve.
Team Nemesis versus Optic Gaming.
Oh, wow.
Can Nemesis continue on and make the upset of all upsets to start our pool play here today? It was reset just a while before, but WuTum's going crazy.
He's 2-0, and he just almost outshot Renegade with no shields. The mouse and keyboard player starting to fire up. And it's Team Nemesis who don't want to be lackadaisical here. They want to get in and start off strong. They're already 2-0. The lights turned off. They burnt down. That's it. But now they get a fresh start once again, and they're already starting off hot.
WuTum in the back. towards Ness, having that long line of sight with that mouse and keyboard. He's going to be one of those players that's so effective at range.
Yeah, this is such an important part, right? Being long range is already 1 point for Team Nemesis, but the long range fight is so strong. What's good about him, though, is not his long range shot, right? Everyone on mouse and keyboard has a long range shot. I have a long range shot. What's good about him is this, the close range flicks. Look at him, the ability to put shots into multiple people. It's already a 1-0 lead. Can they continue?
Formal, though, able to stay alive and waiting for his chance to get in. 2 players to worry about, but just Snipedrone that remains after his teammates come through the backside. Bound getting that crucial kill, and Formal basically getting that second chance, staying alive while one shot, changing the pace of game, getting into this hill, and Optic Gaming have established a strong control in our second hill.
Getting the first 2 kills on Team Nemesis was all Optic Gaming needed. Now they've got that strong setup you talk about. Can they maintain it, though? It's all of Team Nemesis up right now. They get a kill onto Formal. Bound, though, trades out a kill. Great shots on the Glories. They're starting to flow. Optic are 2 down for them, though. They have to take out Snipedrone, and that's a spike grenade. That's not going to help you in this scenario. The plasma pistol comes out. Beautiful teamwork there.
Yeah, they're breaking them. Optic Gaming, their setup is starting to dissipate. Formal gets caught in the back of tower. There was nothing he could do. Snipedrone teaming with his teammate to basically collapse on both sides. They're just playing such clean and effective Halo. Now, Lqgend was able to get away with that camouflage, and that's going to buy Optic Gaming a potential second chance to get to this hill.
We talk a lot about Lqgend and how he came from EU and how he's that player that has really turned the tides of the HCS in general, but Snipedrone's that other player for me. If there was another player to come from EU, it would definitely, in my opinion, be Snipedrone. I think he's a disgusting player. 7-2 to start this game off, and him against Lqgend here. Lqgend will take him out with the help of Renegade. Renegade gets a double.
With that sniper's up, they can not only get this hill, but with the next sniper in their hands, this is a great opportunity for Optic Gaming, not only to get this hill, but have momentum and power weapons rolling into the next.
Pay attention to the kill feed here. It's already SLG that goes down, and Lqgend's got that snipe, so a lot of time being added here for Optic Gaming. It's going to be Team Nemesis that tossed that, and now it's tied at 1.
Glory was able to get that kill, but the top priority was trying to get that sniper away. With him going down, that sniper remains in Optic Gaming's hands, and that's a power weapon they desperately want to use to find this break.
Great QT there to stay alive. Now it's a double team onto Bound, a little bit early on the push, but WuTum's going to go down as well, so the trade is there. Formal now pushing aggressively on the key door side. Couple players down to no shield. Some great teamwork out of Optic, but it's GloryGGz, man. GloryGGz has really improved in terms of staying alive.
GloryGGz a player that shows up at the worst time when you're on the other side. You fear when you see him because he's always in that spot that's just a nuisance. He's winning those engagements that are stopping Optic Gaming from running away with these hills.
Guys, this is scary. WuTum's got the snipe now. Oh my gosh, the body shot on the Renegade. Pre-fires onto Formal, but Formal goes down. Now he's trying to look towards that big door. He needs help on the big door side.
I love that he's not trying to take these challenges. It's easy to get caught up saying, hey, I'm a mouse and keyboard god. I'm going to hit the shot.
Oh, my gosh.
He stays alive. He lets his teammates work around him, and that sniper's still in play. And Team Nemesis have gone up 2-1 against Optic Gaming.
Wait, are they waiting for the rotate here?
They're gonna take out the time? Maybe. No, Glory gets back in. That could have been an interesting strat. You see Optic Gaming, they're fully rotated.
Oh, my goodness. There it is. Another shot by WuTum. Do not poke your head against this man on MK. MK needs to be feared in this game. Look at the ability to change targets multiple times. The ability to stay alive. He's snap tapping, I can tell as well. My goodness, WuTum. But all 3 of his teammates go down, and now it's Nemesis that are on the back foot.
Formal. He doesn't have to feel any of this pressure. Nemesis not feeling comfortable to go back, but Formal went sky high at the right time. He's going to catch these players off guard. Double kill for Formal. And Nemesis are all seeing the respawn. It's just WuTum trying to grasp something, trying to keep Optic out of this hill.
WuTum's got to stay alive in this scenario, though. He's going to get pushed from multiple angles. He's got teamwork. He's got help. Beautiful job.
WuTum was the last player alive. Stayed towards that hill. The spawns for Nemesis came over on the B side. They're able to refill their positions. And despite Optic Gaming getting 3 down, they don't get a shred of time.
Optic come off a spawn too, and now it's a consistent push. Bound got a kill on the kill feed there, but again, the spawns are being refilled, like you mentioned, still from that brute side. Renegade. He goes down. Renegade's having a rough start to this game, by the way. You really got to pay attention to that. 5 and 11, 1 assist. Not what you like to see out of Renegade to start the day. And it's, again, a 2-1 lead here for Team Nemesis. Beautiful shots by SLG. Renegade, oh, he takes him out, shuts him down once again, and it's 5-12 now for Renegade. Look at Bound, though, having a really good start to the game, 15-10, but is it enough?
Just a couple more seconds, a couple more ticks away from Nemesis. They will be able to capture this hill. Now, folks, we're going to go back 30 seconds in time. We're going to get some audio. So you're going to notice what we've seen before, but this is going to allow you guys to have audio with the gameplay. It's the only solution we have. So we're going to get caught right back up and see what the dramatic conclusion of this Nemesis Optic game is.
I know what happens here. They get this hill. They're gonna get this hill tools. I'm a fortune teller. I know the future, and they're gonna look at that. What did I tell you?
We're back to live, folks. We're back to live. This time we have some audio to work with as well. Optic Gaming, Nemesis. This could be it. Everything's on the line.
Look at them tools. Like, this is so good, right? Look at the ability to chow that too. 3 down for Optic Gaming. Formal, the last player alive in his top center. Very exposed position. The snipe comes out, cleaned up by GloryGGz, and now once again, it is Team Nemesis in the hill.
SLG with that sniper in hands. They have everything they need. They're able to keep this choke point. It doesn't matter if you had to do it 1,000 Persians coming down the straight. You just need a couple from Team Nemesis to keep them out.
He's aware of the push on the cut side, but it's a beautiful nade by Optic and Formal. But they clean him up pretty quickly. It's 2 down for Optic Gaming once again. Halfway through the hill is Team Nemesis. They're about to 3-0 Optic.
Legend's caught out. Legend gets caught looking completely the wrong way. WuTum gets the backsmack. They just need a couple more seconds. One final hold and they can get the job done. But Formal Bound are trying to keep them at bay, working that top mid position, and Nemesis have a lot of work ahead of them, but WuTum's leading the charge.
Some great shots by WuTum, some good damage, but oh, there it is, finally. It's all 4 dead, though, for Team Nemesis. An opportunity for Optic to get in the hill.
But does Renegade predict the spawn? Is he going to look the right way? The one-on-one fight. SLG, no! Renegade, the demon, sends him back to the depths of hell.
That's where you have to worry. Renegade's starting to heat up just a bit. 8-14 now, having a bit of a better game.
You can see Optic maybe hit a quick rotation here. They could be very confident in their ability to get this hill. Would not surprise me if they go to set up for next.
Toom trying to get this kill onto the cuts, but he realizes it's a bit too much. They're going to rotate to new, I would assume. No, they're contesting.
They're going to contest?
Wait, what? What? The kill goes in. Legend gets a 1. Legend gets another 3 down Nemesis.
This is where games can completely change. Nemesis sent a last drastic push, and they are feeling the consequence.
Yeah,
all 4 players go down. You don't only lose this hill, you lose the rotation for next. Optic Gaming have the momentum.
You not only had the rotation for next, but you potentially had that mud side spawn. Renegade wasn't in position to block that, so there's just a lot of positions that you could have covered. Even if it was the big door spawn, regardless of that, it's a lot lost because they forced that hill. You cannot force hills like that against a team like Optic Gaming.
Formal, he's not feeling any pressure from Nemesis. They have not been able to find a route through, but that first kill, GloryGGz going to open an opportunity. Formal just hiding, waiting, letting his teammates do the work for him.
WuTum goes down, so now it's a numbers advantage for Optic Gaming once again. And the shots come in. It's a trade. You'll take that, but still 2 down for Team Nemesis. Big win by Snipedrone. No, Legend comes in and beats Snipedrone in the 1v1.
This is it. I don't think they're going to be able to get to them in time, and I think they're going to learn their lessons, take their wounds this time, and work on the rotation. A rotation that Nemesis is going to win. Now, this is big for Optic. They're going to try to send players early to rotate, but I don't think they got there in time. It's up to Bound in the sniper.
Bound has to hit shots here. That's it. He gets 1. It's a trade. It's 2 down for each side. It's a big kill. Another trade on the top of tower, 1v1.
SLG, the only player alive for Nemesis. It's a one-on-one to win tower control, but SLG has to be careful about leaving too far. You don't want to give Optic Gaming favorable spawns. It's still the one-on-one to determine who gets tower control. WuTum joining the fight, and Renegade stuck isolated on the island, just being surrounded by Nemesis, but somehow he's alive, standing on top of his throne at tower.
That was such a beautiful job, and he gets another one. It's all 4 down once again for Team Nemesis, and Optic Gaming take control.
And not only get control, but the camouflage, every piece of equipment going into their favor. Only a quantum translocator for Nemesis to work with. It's a 2-2 split push. Nemesis gonna try to give them a double dilemma to worry about, but Optic Gaming are lighting up the kill feed.
That's where you start to lose hope if you're Team Nemesis, but you gotta focus up and get back into it. Halfway through this hill is Optic Gaming. It's Optic that are consistently making the correct plays. It was that overextension that really killed Team Nemesis here. And now they're all but 3 dead once again, and it's one more push, and that's it for Team Nemesis.
Glory trying to do the impossible. One final Spartan
staggered now
to try to take them down, and Bound says, no, I'm a player that's going to get in your face. I am going to guarantee another game. Optic Gaming, we're never out. Down, but survive. One more chance. Oddball, here we go. Nemesis Optic Gaming. Can the green wall get themselves one step closer to the reverse sweep?
I'm trying to keep you updated on everything, guys, but yeah, Optic Gaming, again, it's that one kill that really, it just changed, or that one game that changes things for them as well. I think they're going to be a bit more confident coming into this, and you might not think so. It's a beautiful nade, the cluster lock by Bound. It'll clean up too, but again, if you have to understand that some of these like one-game wins, like Optic winning one game, could turn the whole tournament. It really does. Like those moments are big for these teams.
See, already they're going to get that early camouflage. They're being very aggressive with this ball setup. They're trying to push into those spawners at Team Nemesis and force the flip on the map, and that's exactly what they do. I mean, that's perfectly executed by Optic Gaming.
Momentum is completely shifted here for both of these squads. Optic Gaming look like they're in full control. They look in Optic form, which is something we were surprised when we heard it was a 0-2 for Team Nemesis. We were surprised. Even at the beginning of that last game that we watched, I was surprised that Optic were trailing in that game, but now you can see the dominance happening.
4 down for Team Nemesis. Optic Gaming are really in a spot where they can be dominant. Look at the setup that they have. Bound able to get all the way towards that left side. Lqgend watching that B lane. It's going to be tough for Nemesis to go anywhere unspotted.
Okay, I think my mic is working now, so Eli's back. I just had to add here real quick. When I broke down this series by the numbers, these guys' stats results, their tournament results, each game type that they're good at. This was a series that I highlighted. Team Nemesis needs to win games 1 and 2 because Optic are insane at games 3 and 4. This game type in particular, Streets Ball, they are like 34 and 1. I think the only team they've lost to is Shopify Rebellion. So this is going to be an uphill battle for Nemesis.
And that game that they lost for the Shopify Rebellion was that one where Cycle stole the ball at that last second. They had been just about perfect on this map. This is going to be the biggest challenge Nemesis has faced yet.
But they did the hard part, which was win games 1 and 2. I said that if they can do that, they can force a game 5. And I kind of predicted that's how this goes. Optic is just so good at this game type, but Nemesis would like to end it here.
Yeah, I mean, even in game number 3, they had the lead for the majority of it. It's very interesting. 4 down for Team Nemesis once again, but it's just very interesting how these games will turn the tide of an entire series. And you know, there are the stats that you look at, and I'm definitely in terms of stats. I'm not a stats guy. I generally just go by the day, but I mean, LAN very different for both these teams. Obviously, the case on LAN was a factor.
How aggressive Optic Gaming has been with these ball holds. They have players all the way on the opposite side of map of Formal taking challenges on spawners. This is just supreme map control that we're seeing from Optic Gaming on these rotations.
I see one factor on my screen, and Bound is the factor, 12 and 4. I mean, you look at everyone else's kills in the game right now, I think Bound is the big reason why this is going really well for Optic. It's 3 down for them right now, though. A chance for Nemesis to come and get some balls.
And Renegade, even though he's left the last alive, 1v3, he's able to take one player down with him. It's going to weaken the hold that Nemesis has, and already you're seeing the cracks in the foundation. Bound able to find that first kill. Optic Gaming swinging fast to try to take the challenge. And Snipedrone, he finds himself by himself trying to get the value he can, and although he's getting it, Optic Gaming are swarming to the last player.
No, I mean, those are 2 huge kills, though. Those change everything. You can't get the last one, though. That's an important one. You get those 2 clean kills, it's great, but you got to clean up on Formal.
But look at the stall. It's allowed Nemesis to at least get into this contest. But Optic Gaming, the one thing that you love about their oddball gameplay is they're not afraid to go down numbers. They will pick up that ball and trust the remaining players to finish the fight.
All 13 points is all Optic needs at this point. I think in this scenario, like Eli had mentioned in terms of stats, like if you're a team that's you know, what 13 and 1, I think Eli had mentioned. I mean, I think that's a really big deal, honestly, and I think that says a story, regardless of online or on LAN. If you're winning that many games and only losing 1, definitely a strong map and game type combination for your team.
Team Nemesis, they're not out of this yet. Now, it's just about to be perfect game that's needed from them to get this round, but they have plenty of neutral time to make it work. It's top priority is just keeping Optic Gaming away from that ball.
15 and 7 out of bound. You love to see it. Optic finally go 3 down. It's a 1v1 WuTum versus Lqgend. Lqgend's gonna stay alive on the planters. WuTum's gonna get some good shots into him, but again, it's such a beautiful play by WuTum going towards the top planters. He's now got ball, and you're gonna see him try and rotate this, but again, there's players from Optic on either side of him, so not really a lot of room to move.
Hey, Eli, do you mind taking this in for a second?
Sure, yeah. Okay, triple kill from Renegade and some body disrespect as well. This is like that's the old school you don't belong here, kid. That's what that is. I mean,
it's a good time for you to come in, though. Nice little triple. All right.
Yeah. Hi, chat. Hope you guys miss me. Anyways,
we all miss you. Every time you're not speaking, we miss you.
You guys are way too sweet.
Optic Gaming 1 round already. I mean, you talked about it, and yeah, I did have a little pushback. Okay, like I think that obviously the case on land. I think we take stats from that. That's great. I'm not big on stats like a lot of people are. But I agree with you. The one stat I agree with, and I will always agree with, is when your team is winning that many games and only losing 1, I mean, there's something here, and you can see it right now.
90% plus is something you can't ignore.
Exactly, no matter what it is, right?
Yeah. And I agree with you that like most game types are pretty coin flippy right now, just because the teams are so good and like, everyone knows how to play properly. So it's not surprising when upsets happen. But this is a game mode that I'll be kind of surprised if Optic loses to anyone this week.
Right.
I'm trying to, I guess, just figure out what makes them so good at it. They know exactly where to position themselves. They know how to set traps. They know how to flow in and out. They don't do the same thing twice. They're always dynamic on the map, but they're also in perfect sync at the same time. It's really beautiful to watch.
Yeah. When we watched that, you know, Tools, I, and Callus broke down that one loss that they had at the very end, and they just didn't look like Optic at the very end there. They were kind of like watching different angles, and there was just a really bad timing on the last push. So even that loss, I don't even want, you can't really even count that loss because it was like just perfect timing where they turned away and Cycle came in and swooped up the ball.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, they look disgusting on this game. Like, this is insane. It's already 1 round for them. And it's, of course, I got to point out Bound, 18 and 11. And now Renegade's starting to pop up. This is when things get scary. And when any team against Optic sees this on the other side, you got to be worried a bit.
The stat lines really tell the story of how Optic likes to play this game mode. Optic, the damage dealer, 6, 12, and 8, 12 assists. And then, of course, Renegade popping off. The one that's different about this, though, is Bound. Bound in this game and the previous game went absolutely massive and was huge and integral towards Optic's success. Bound, I don't know what Bound did this morning, if he's been up for 2 hours shooting bots or what, but he's like, man, I'm usually still awake from the previous night at this time. So, like, he's in form.
Yeah, he had his redacted brand of cereal.
Right.
We'll see if it helps him. Yeah, breakfast is important in the morning. Oh, Bound looks good though, and not every player's like that. Some players take like all day to warm up. I don't know how you were, what kind of player you were, but like for me, it took me multiple series to warm up.
Yeah, like I would be pretty good in the first games, but like to play my best, it would be like 4 hours, 5 hours into the day.
Yeah.
I am on stream too.
We're starting to see some misses. We were starting to see some misses at the very beginning here. Finally, Optic go 4 dead. Wait a minute. The chance for Nemesis to kind of pick things up. And SLG is one of those players that I really respect. Very intelligent player. I've talked to him about Halo a few times, and every time.
Oh, he's using the spot.
No way. No. You've got to be kidding me.
The perfect as well. That was disgusting from Glory.
Wow. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never seen that spot before, you can use repulse and get up there and jump up there. So Glory's taking advantage.
I think you can stay up there indefinitely if you like hit the jump correctly. You have to keep late jumping though.
Gotcha. Oh, the strafe. Look at the strafe. Who is this?
SLG and
Bound.
Yeah,
that's insane. Renegade now on your screen. Again, 20 and 10 out of Renegade, 22 and 15 out of Bound. And the ball time is interesting as well. You said it. Formal's playing his role. That's exactly the role he wants to play.
Yeah, 15 assists is insane. But let's talk about Nemesis popping off so far this round. They're very in sync, way better than round 1.
Yep.
Look like they should almost certainly bring this to round 3, but it's not over yet. Optic could still get into a stronghold. Nemesis just, all they have to really do is make sure they don't stagger out their deaths for the rest of this round, which they're kind of doing right as I say that. Hopefully they play a little bit slower off spawn. WuTum said, I'm not playing slow at all this weekend. I'm just getting right in the mix.
Yeah, the double push there was clean out of Optic Gaming on that C on those C stairs. WuTum gets a PD spawn, not able to win the fight. Still alive though. Still taking his crazy routes until then. He goes down now, and once again, it's Optic Gaming, and the advantage is Lqgend picks up the camo, scoops it up, and he'll stay alive as well.
Okay, they're doing exactly what I said not to do. Did I jinx them? Team
Maybe.
Nemesis, do not stagger here. Wait for one another, make a good push.
SLG's, yeah, WuTum's down. Yeah. It's gonna be continued stagger here from this point forward, and Lqgend has the B lane all to himself right now. And not only does he have this B lane, but he has information as well. WuTum, the first one to go down, the last one, I'm sorry, the first one to go down, also the first one to spawn there. And, oh my goodness, there it is. Clean, dirty, but.
Yeah, not quite clean. I gotta respect WuTum's chow there. This guy, he's going up against Camo Stalker.
Yeah.
Lqgend gets the first shot with the Stalker, and WuTum just still chows. He said, I don't care.
Yeah,
And he backed Lqgend down. Like, that actually kind of opened up the map for Team Nemesis to push through. WuTum playing with so much confidence.
Yeah, sometimes you need to die and just do a little bit of damage, and like Eli said, open up the map. But it's Glory's now getting a little bit of ball time. They've got to be careful here. Bounds down, so they have a moment to get some ball time with the numbers advantage. Glory's going to hold this on the back of Tram, of course. The push from Optic not happening just yet. They're waiting for their position to do so. Here's a player really aggressive on the C stairs. Some damage comes out. That's a big stick, and that'll be a trade.
That was really well played. Also, Repulse is out just to prevent any frag damage coming off of this fight.
Big win, though, by Formal. Big 1v1. It's going to be some ball time, though. This should be it. I don't know. There's 2 down for Optic Gaming. Formal.
Yeah,
he can't get there. There it is. It's tied up. We're going to round 3, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to shout out Glory real quick. Like,
please do.
For a long time last year, Glory was honestly not playing his best. He
I
would play
agree.
insane in scrims, but then on land, I don't know what it was, mental block or...
Young.
Yeah, just not experienced, right? But it feels like this is his best tournament performance so far. He's been going absolutely bonkers in most of these games, and that's why they've had so much success already.
So this is where like the stats like tell a story, and we can see that story too. Like I was saying the same thing earlier. Glory's, he's staying alive more often. You know, it's not like it's more decision making than anything. It's a very good
triple kill.
There it is by WuTum, a triple kill out of him. It's very good individual skill out of Glory's. Obviously we know that, but it's his decision making that's a lot cleaner and a lot more calculated. I love to see it.
Yeah, I think he is kind of like the X factor for this team. And a lot of people look at WuTum for obvious reasons. It's hard not to watch this man's insane POV, but I think that Glory's the true X factor for this squad.
He's not able to get that play ball. I 100% agree with you there. But he's not able to get that play ball off, and because of that, Optic Gaming, they have a little bit of a setup. Glory's ends up spawning up there at the very last spawner, and Bound is going to have camo, but he has to make a play with his camo. There's 2 players in front of him. They get the beatdown on him. That's huge, and then the trade comes out. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that was actually massive because Bound was getting multiple players one shot, keeping them weak, holding them at bay, but
that was crazy.
For them to clean them up, that's great. Yeah, Formal drops the ball to kill that player.
A little bit of a chow by Glory. Didn't expect him to chow that. But Lqgend, 1v1, sorry, 2v1. Lqgend goes down. They're picking these guys apart one by one, isolated. It's good.
Yeah, SLG needs to not die here.
Great damage.
Teammates all the way in the front line, Snipedrone, and good job working together. They can easily push forward now after WuTum takes down Bound. 3 dead. Yeah, this is looking good. Get the repulse, take it back into C. Now I think the ball player SLG has repulse stickies in pocket, so look out for that if he gets attacked from the Ivy side.
So WuTum wasn't watching the PD side spawn. Glory's ends up getting that kill, and he stays alive, and he gets another one in the kill feed as well on the Formal. That's huge. He's still alive somehow. They're able to get all this ball time off that.
This is so impressive. This would be amazing for Team Nemesis to win. This is Optic's best game mode, by the way, guys.
Look at the damage that's done. Again, it's just so incredible to watch. Out of an M&K player, that damage is beautiful. 20-point lead here for the side of Nemesis. They'll get 2 down as well, which means more ball time for them, Eli.
This Frenchman has the largest brain in Europe, I swear to God. He's just
really
played that so smart, man.
The way he talked about Halo to me, I felt stupid. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Like, it is insane. Like, he explained, this was at one of the events, we just had like a 10-minute conversation. I'm not joking. if you think you understand Halo, talk to SLG about Halo, and you will you will rethink that statement.
It was really refreshing to talk to him about strategy. Like, I consider myself a pretty deep thinker about Halo, but he's like he might be the deepest thinker.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Like, yeah,
He was explaining to me there when it was coined, you know, the triple cap strategy on recharge, and explaining to me why. I mean, there's a lot of things that are obviously very simple to his explanation, but also a lot of deep things and
a lot
like
of nuance.
Yeah, there's so much, and it's beautiful. But
Look
again,
at this rotation.
yeah, this is so good.
This is what we're talking about. This is the highlighting how smart this man is. He sees the writing on the wall about the spawn flip, and okay, Snipedrone wants to bait him through PD, but unfortunately they don't go through.
Oh no. Yeah, the timing's really bad for him, and now he's the last one. Can he get spawn? He can't get spawns here. No way. He can get red room spawns though. This might work out.
Glory's on the other side. They can work together on that kill as well.
Yeah, Glory gets one on the kill feed. He dies to bound though. But now Snipedrone trying to activate on the damage. Gets a couple shots on the Renegade here. Renegade ends up getting the kill, but it's a trade. And Snipedrone somehow is still alive. He's got to deal with Legend though. Legend's getting getting ball towards mid. Is 3 down for Team Nemesis.
Have 80 points right now, though. This is certainly doable. They just can't stagger out. How does Optic play this? They're probably going to keep the pressure on. Optic formal on the other side, trying to push through.
Camo.
Bound in a perfect spot to apply pressure. Glory!
Oh my goodness gracious. That looked good.
Yeah, that would have been the... I mean, he did enough damage. They get 2 dead here.
Yeah, 2 dead is enough. And they get camo because of it.
Oh, this is so good for Team Nemesis. This could be it.
That was a really good kill. They got to kill.
Hold off.
Legend is so... Look at him. He's running away.
So annoying.
Yeah, they kill him though. Ball is there. They can't get it. It's not in a position, and the spawns are a little bit scary right now. Right now, Nemesis get the spawns. They've got both players. Renegade's the off player on the B side. Snipedrone can't go for ball here. Kills Renegade. That's a beautiful kill. You hear him screaming dead. We're across the venue, and he's screaming dead.
I knew they were trying to reset that on purpose. That's why he didn't pick it up. They didn't like the positioning of the ball, so they let it reset. But yeah, now when Formal grabs it, they might have an easier push here. They have a little bit more intel about where everybody is on Optic on the map.
Yeah, but Legend, they don't know where Legend is. Legend ends up getting a trade. All 4 dead for Nemesis.
Okay. This is truly maybe the most important push of the tournament for these guys right now.
We love the underdog story.
Yeah.
You can tell. Optic are obviously titans in the space. Renegade, 34 and 23. Look at the damage he's doing. It is insane. Everyone down to no shields. No one's getting cleaned up though. There it is.
34 kills, by the way.
It's insane. WuTum goes down though.
Enemy has the ball.
Down gets a kill onto SLG.
Oh, this is looking bad.
Not good at all. It's going to be a lead here for Optic Gaming. No one really in position. And they're getting the stagger spawn.
2 kills for
There it is. Renegade. Renegade goes down as well. It's 3 dead. They got to kill the ball guy though. They get the lead.
Snipedrone win it.
There it is. Oh, WuTum's there to help him out. The double.
Okay, this is it. They just got to hold off one more set of spawns.
Yep. Renegade's the first one. The timing's not good though. The timing is not good. WuTum's got to do something here. I love the shots. And he gets another. With the help. There's another player on B. There's the nade is too good. That nade just... Wait.
We got
there it is. There it is. It is Team Nemesis.